I'm sorry. Looks like we dropped, but I was saying that Genesis and Nova's Combat Month is going to not only win Combat Month, but not possibly, is going to be the best bit of DBI PvP combat for the next 3 years. If we can hit the beats the way that I'm thinking that we are going to hit these beats, because you and I have role-played together and against each other for so long, I just feel that it's just not going to be topped. Like, the competition's going to be over before it starts. You know, it's just one of those. I'm very confident in that. And what movie are you watching, Sal? Is that the same as the title? It is. Oh, long and the short of it, Nigmas, I just said that you and I are going to win Combat Month, and it's going to be the best bit of combat in the next 3 years. That's all. Just, little stuff. Cite an example. Nah, fuck them kids. I'm trying to win this shit. So, I didn't say that. I don't think that. Anyway, last topic of the night. Everybody get in their seat. Turn around. Everybody look at magic paper. Legacy? You guys were supposed to come up with a legacy program? Like 2 months ago? And I gave you an extra month to do it? What you got for me? Okay, nothing. Bruh. Why is that not working? Is it controlled? It is. Bruh. Brethren. You look at me. You tell me. You tell me right now. You tell me why you don't have legacy. I'm holding on. I'm waiting. Oh, did you send me something in Discord? You did. Damn, he got receipts. Bro. Damn. Okay. So when all right, so here's how it's gonna be, right? Here's how I'm gonna break it down. We're probably gonna go with Legacy System A, and that was the first one that I put in. I'm gonna have to reread it and re-go through it again, and see what things like, because if it's all on me of trying to like balance this shit, I'll have to make some tweaks to it. But damn, y'all ain't got nothing. Okay. Because some things that I really like, I don't know if I liked like the time period and everything of like, yeah, your legacy could be gone, right? If you don't do something to protect it. Oh, we've needed a legacy system for a year, like straight up. We've needed it for a minute. So I mean, we'll finally get one. We will get one. We will get one before the end of the year for sure. Yeah, like Crimson's Industries being reset. I mean, Blacklay never really. I guess we don't have to worry about Blacklay anymore, so I don't have to talk about that. Indon's Industry, Indon's been gone for since March, right? So 6 months we haven't seen Indon. Um, so yeah, I mean it's just time. Um, excuse me. But yeah, I'll have to go through and I'll just pick one and kind of concern for Canvas. I mean, look, I tried thinking of it like this, and I'll use Crimson Industries as kind of like an example, right? Saliath comes, he's an inventor, he is like, yeah, this, and then he role plays for a couple of months, and then, after a couple of months, we'll even say 6 months, he has this multi-million dollar company, corporation. Money's no longer an object, like, you need a ship to go somewhere, yeah, I got you, boo, here's a ship, take it. You need something built, I got you, I can build this, we got the resources for it. So then in 6 more months, somebody else comes along and it's like, oh, I'm also an inventor. I'm also in Pepper City. I also have, and so in a year we have these 2 players with these multi-billion-dollar companies that, it's just, I own an island over here. Well, I own this island over there. And it's like, all right. And then 6 more months, somebody comes along and, they have, and it's like, so if we do that with like Canvas, it's like, okay, we did Canvas, we role played for a year, and Canvas is now this big major thing. And then in another year, it's like, okay, we are the opposite of Canvas, but Canvas has been here for a year. How do we know that they are stronger than the new one that took its first year infancy? You know what I'm saying? Like how do we balance it? It's got to be a legacy system. It just has to be. Yeah, I don't think Canvas is that big either. I'm just using that as an example, right? Of like, what if I kept role playing Zulker and like, okay, I don't want to role play as the Empire, but I'm also going to be the anti-Canvas. So, for everything that you guys have, I'm the antithesis to that. And I'm just as strong. Am I weaker? Like, how do you where do we fit in that? And how do we do it? Like, if I just say that I have it and then I never really role play with it, that's not fair. That's not fair to you guys who've been putting in all this work of like, here's Torque, I can't remember everybody else's name. I just remember Torque, but like those big 3 that Hypo had, and then, Hypo also has, Cordio, he had, you guys did have more players that were playing that were a part of this. So I would say like that legacy in my mind would be stronger than a new one, or if it were just me as Zulker and I wasn't really doing much with it, like, yeah, like y'all put in the work to where Canvas should have more of a presence on the channel and in the history than whatever this was that I just said was as strong as a whatever. Yeah, our Torque and Arcturus. Jesus. It's the margaritas. Anyway, that's all I really got for you guys. I mean, first part went over, roleplay reviews. I rambled on for a pretty long time about that. Combat month, I stayed in my claim and What I'm worried about, and I'm glad that the guys running it, or at least one half of them that's running it, has confirmed where I don't really have to worry about that. And yeah, like legacy system, okay, you know. As it was, you were as. So what were you against? No, because we have to have something, and I think I just laid out as to why. Um, and again, he did. I see it. I see it. It was July 23rd at 4:35 p.m. I don't know who Kyo Gone Insane T2PSD. I don't know who that is. You were a legacy system hater too. Listen. I gotta be the mean dad here, right? After the summit, it was June 29th. And I told you guys by July 30th to have something. I gave you time, and then I also gave you another month. So we need something. Like as it is, we're just running. I mean, the only other alternative is just it's Wild Wild West, right? It's role play a couple of months, talk about it enough, and then it just is a thing. And if that's what we want, then it's going to turn into a unmitigated arms race. Because at the rate that you guys are going and the things that you guys are wanting, like you guys are almost becoming military powers. Yes, we do, but Nigmas, you also remember of like how exhausting it is to have to police people. That's what I don't want to have to do. I don't want to have to police people, right? That's the whole thing. It takes it off of our shoulders to have to be like, okay, well, no, you can't have nukes, because the moment we tell somebody no, you can't have something, then it becomes like, they told me I couldn't have it. I want it. Okay, well, you got to earn it. You got to get there. Will this be something added into the mud, like hard coded in? I got to see what I go through and come up with. Right. And the thing, and I will say, guys, this is a little frustrating because we only talk about combat month, or not combat month, we only talk about legacy when we bring up legacy. And again, I said back in June, hey, come up with a legacy system for me. If you guys don't want one of these two things, make one up. Come up with something. And I asked, right? I did ask. I did say, hey, come. I'm not going to ask you again. I'm not going to tell you how to do it, what to do it. I want you guys to do it. So that's how we closed kind of the summit, right? And it may even come down to when I go through it all, I may even say, fuck it, we'll just do the Wild Wild West. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know? I was kind of hoping that it wouldn't come down to that. I was really hoping that you guys would at least give me something. And, nobody, well, I won't say nobody, but Ike retiring was kind of out of left field too. So I was at least expecting it to be, he and I kind of going through everything. But Sal, that's the thing where I told you 2 months ago, give me something. Give me something. If you don't like what's being presented, give me something else. And let's come up with something. But if it's just that, like, I don't like it having to be reset because we're putting something in there, I mean, we can't have people starting ahead. And like Magic Paper is saying, like, it, icily, it is a perfect time to do it. But again, I'm going to stick to it to where I asked for it. Right, I asked you guys to give me something, and nothing came about. And again, if we go to the Free Wild West, I mean, that just gets so it gets out of hand and out of control very quickly, right? Who was it? Was it Cal Mega? Was like basically his legacy was he was all of whatever Android planet it was. It wasn't the current Android planet, but it was like the Android planet was him. And all of its military might was through one person. Yeah, and it's not like they're gonna disappear. They just have to work from the ground up again. Maybe. It really depends on how this thing can be implemented. Because if it's going to be RPP based, I mean, there's just it's not tangible to have something. Let me back up. If I make it RPP based, then whatever RPP you have, you can just dump it in there, and then you can get to wherever you need to be. But if it's not RPP based, and we just go through and say this is what it is what you say that it is, it just gets messy, man. Like I've been doing this too long to not see the future where something goes unmitigated and it doesn't just because all it takes is just one crazy idea to lead to the next. But we'll see. Yeah, we've done that. I mean, that's kind of what Green RPP even started as, where Green RPP was literally just you get stuff for your character and you spend that, like you buy wishes with it and you. Why is there a currency to it? Just RP it and get it approved? Because how do you earn it? Right? So again, my example that I used before was Crimson Industries exists and you role play it for I'll even give you a year. You role play it for a year, you are established as basically the Capsule Corporation, and then new character comes along, role plays for a year, and says, I am now as prolific as Crimson Industries. However, I did not role play it as much as they did. I did role play a little bit, but this person out role played me. But because I role played it and it got approved, now I'm as equal to this. So then how does it equal out to where new thing that has had less time invested in it is equal to old thing that has a ton of time invested in it? Just put in the work RPly, but how do I quantify that, right? And again, and that's what it's coming back to. It's we now have got to be like, okay, well, let me see how much you've role played. Let me go back. Let me David go through and get it and let me do that work for you. No, I'm not doing it legacy versus legacy combat. I'm centering it around how do we know what the legacy is? How do we know how prolific that legacy is? If you just want to say I just role play it out, then okay. The moment that I need it to be more than what it is, I'm going to say it is more than what it is. The moment that I need a Frieza Force to be enough to invade something. No, it didn't start because of Wise armies. No, it didn't. It was just a way for people to have this thing and have it be more than just words, right? But what I'm saying is like, okay, so I'm Zulker, I want the Frieza Force. And I'm just saying that it's enough to where Zulker can now take over the Empire. Right? Like I'm just saying that. And Zulker, this tier 1 character, is now the seat of power in the universe. Because his legacy is this Frieza Force. And this tier 1 character says, "All right, I'm going to go take over this planet." I I feel like we're just talking in circles. I feel like I'm just talking. But I also, like, again, this is a little upsetting because I also said, like, hey, like, how do we want legacy? Come up with something. If you don't like currency, come up with something. If you want something, then tell me what it is. Right? I said that 2 months ago. I did say that 2 months ago. I was like, if you want something, it doesn't even have to be anything like what I came up with. If whatever you want from the ground up, show me how you want legacy to work. And if the answer is, well, we just want to do it. We don't want a system. We just want to be able to do it. Okay. I'm just reading chat now. It's true. He doesn't. But what is that weight tied to, Nigmas? Like, what? How do we quantify that weight? Right? So, I mean, I'll keep using Zulker as an example. I mean, he was supposed to be the antithesis to the Lightning Spear crew. Did, because I roleplayed as the enemy of these people who are stronger, do I just roll up with, a couple of tier twos because I said I roll up with a couple of tier 2s, because I role played with Sazamore, who was like a tier 2 general. Like what? Like where does that weight come from? Is it tied to tier? You just like, okay, your character is tier 3. This is about the legacy that you have. Right? That is what I'm asking. That's fine. That's fine. But again, this should have happened in July, right? This I gave you guys 2 months. I gave you guys 2 months. I said a month, and I gave you 2. That was the time to have this discussion. And I even said, like, go to Cordio, since he was the only RPC member at the time. Like, tell him what you want. He'll come to us. We'll go over it. So anyway, I'm gonna stop the stream. It's been fun, and people seem busy. I'm also gonna go do some other stuff. So you guys have a good night. It was good talking with y'all, and I'll see you later.